$5,200 in 2022. I have all the information, what you need to know, and what this dollar amount represents, as well as some other updates for you right here in this video, so let's get into it right now. But if you're new here, or if you haven't done so yet, make sure to subscribe by hitting that button right down below the video, as I am your one and only daily advocate. I am very much dedicated to you and this community to be here for you right by your side, making sure that you're getting all the latest updates each and every day, hot off the wire as this information is being released. So again, thanks so much for joining me. Make sure to subscribe down below so you don't miss any updates going forward, and let's get right into the update. All right, so as we know so far, right now in 2022, this year is starting out with some very high inflation. Now, this whole video is not about inflation, but I do want to talk about some very surprising numbers here and what is actually being forecast for 2022. So, a Bloomberg economist, as well as multiple other economists and analysts out there right now, are suggesting that inflation will continue to move significantly higher through the rest of 2022. Well, this Bloomberg analyst is coming out and suggesting that the average household will need to pay an extra $5,200 this year in 2022 just to maintain the same lifestyle and spending that we were spending last year in 2021. So, this year over last year, we will need to pay an extra $5,200 just because of inflation is essentially what it all comes down to. That is massive. That comes down to an extra $433 each and every month. However, if you think that's a lot, check this out. So you might be thinking, okay, well, I could probably cut back on some of the discretionary spending or things like that, maybe some things that I could hold off on for a little while, but get this much. Apparently, according to this economist, of that $5,200, 2,200 of it, so essentially, well, 2,200 of the $5,200 is actually going to be spent on additional price increases on food and energy. Things that a lot of us can't necessarily get around, right? Maybe you can get SNAP benefits like Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, otherwise known as food stamps. That could possibly help out with some extra food costs. And possibly you can take advantage of one of these programs like the LIHEAP or other utility programs out there right now to help you out with your energy prices. But at the end of the day, $2,200 of the $5,200 that this economist is predicting that the average household is going to spend in addition this year is just based on those two items, food and energy prices. That's huge. Not a lot of people can get away from that, right? So, yeah, that's a kind of a big deal right there. That's something that's going to literally impact every single person. Even if you're somebody receiving SNAP benefits or you're getting energy assistance, like I said, from maybe like the LIHEAP program, regardless, even if you're getting assistance from these benefits, that just means even your SNAP benefits, whatever the dollar amount is that you're just getting less goods for those, like less products, right? Less food off the store shelves for that same dollar amount. So yeah, you might be spending the same dollars, but yet you're getting less food in your shopping cart or in your basket that you actually do get to take home at the end of the day, right? Kind of makes sense. So anyway, I thought that was very surprising, but at the same time, not too surprising at the same time, right? Because we all recognize this inflation thing. But here's my major question behind this whole scenario. Okay, so the average household is going to spend an extra $5,200. That's the average household. One household might spend an extra $10,000. Another household might spend an extra $1,000. But either way, it all averages out to that $5,200. But again, my main question comes down to this. What about the average household that is living on a fixed income from Social Security, SSDI, survivors, SSI, VA, or RRB benefits, as well as other fixed incomes, maybe from like a pension or, other things like that? My point is just a fixed income in general. Income is not adjusting to that, but yet we're expected to pay an extra $5,200 for all of our living expenses. I guess my point is I don't really see where this money's coming from. What is going to happen to help out all these low-income households and the fixed-income households to bridge the gap between whatever we were spending in 2021 on the basic necessities to what we're going to be spending this year in 2022. You kind of get what I'm saying? Where is the actual, who's going to bridge that gap? Where's the discrepancy going to be covered? Where is that going to be happening from? You know what I mean? Where's the money coming from? So that's my main question right now is, what about the low income and the fixed income? What are they going to do during this time when we're going to be spending, according to this economist, thousands of extra dollars this year alone just on the same old things we were buying last year? So I'd be very curious to seek some kind of answer out of this from maybe somebody in Congress, maybe the administration, somebody, whoever has the answer to this. I'd love to hear it because this is going to be a major problem going forward. And realistically, we're already a handful of months into the year so far, and this is already proving to be a major problem for a lot of people. Anyway, just wanted to share that report with you. Just an eye-opening report, I think we could probably say at this point, right? Also, yesterday, the FDA did approve another COVID vaccine. In other words, like another booster shot for those people who are age 50 or over, or those individuals who are adults 18 and over who have a compromised immune system. So if you're somebody who is possibly interested, or you are over the age 50 and you're interested in getting another COVID shot or vaccine, then the FDA did approve that yesterday. Now again, it is not required at this moment, but again, I want to reiterate that is not required at this moment. Now, here's the deal. Previously, when they approved the booster shot, what was it? I don't know. Whenever that was approved, it was quite a few months ago. Whenever that was approved, it first came out as an optional thing. Remember that? And all of a sudden, sure enough, they started saying, well, you got to have the vaccine, or you got to have the booster shot in order to do all these different things. So they started putting all these extra restrictions and things on that again. So I wouldn't be surprised if that is something that also happens at some point in the future. But as of right now, it is completely optional for those people who are aged 50 and over. Now, again, this is not me taking sides with the vaccine thing. I'm just simply saying that's kind of what we're anticipating, and one thing I probably wouldn't be all that shocked about if at some point here in the relatively near future, some point over the next few months or something, if we see, some kind of more restrictions coming around this saying, well, you got to get it done. Otherwise, you can't get on an airplane, you can't get on public transportation, you can't travel, all these kinds of different things that they tried to put on us last time. So anyway, that is now approved by the FDA as of yesterday. This also includes Pfizer and Moderna. So whatever you decide to get there, totally up to you. If you're interested, if you're not, that's totally fine too, whatever. Just want to let you know that information. Also, there's multiple other things that are going on today. The president was out earlier today speaking, calling on Congress to actually approve additional COVID money. Kind of interesting, right? We've been hearing about this for quite a while now, that the president, the administration would be calling on Congress to approve billions and billions of dollars of additional COVID relief money. We had Nancy Pelosi come out a couple weeks ago calling on $45 billion after $22.5 billion was called on maybe a month ago or so now. And Congress didn't get anything done in the massive $1.5 trillion spending bill. But now the president's out again, calling on Congress to approve this immediately. Otherwise, we're just simply not going to have all the money that we need going forward for any additional variants of COVID going forward, or any additional vaccines or protective gear and things like that going forward. So anyway, the president was out talking about that. And there are a variety of other things going on out there. But anyway, I like to break it down into just a small handful of updates for you. So this is what I have for you as of right now. But again, if you have any comments or questions, please feel free to leave those down below. And of course, just like everything, I'll continue to watch everything closely. As I do get more information, of course, I'll be right back here for you, breaking it down, helping you out in any way that I possibly can. And again, hopefully we'll get some kind of answers out of Congress, maybe the administration, maybe anybody else of major influence. Now that these reports are coming out from these economists like this, calling on the average household going to be spending an extra $5,200, again, the question is still looms. What are the low income and the fixed income going to do right now, and where's this money going to come from? I mean, here's the deal. One quick side note on this. I know I was wrapping this video up, but here's the deal. I just thought of this too. The average SSI beneficiary, even if you're getting the maximum benefit, is a little bit over $10,000 a year. So what they're basically saying with this report is that the average SSI beneficiary getting $10,000 a year, or a tad over that, basically you have to spend $5,200 additionally. Again, where's the money coming from? So anyway, who knows? Maybe they'll offer some kind of ongoing monthly checks, or some kind of stimulus check, or something like that. But we all recognize right now prices are going up on literally everything, even the essentials, the things that we cannot get away from. Yeah, maybe if inflation was going up 10 or 15 or 20% on clothing, maybe some of us could say, well, fine. The clothes that we have right now are totally fine. I can get by for another year or something like that. No problem, not a big deal. I can just kind of wait it out, and that's not a big deal. But the deal is, you can't really get away and say, well, I'm not going to go to the grocery store and I'm not going to buy any food for the next year. I think I'm good. I'll just breathe air and, consume water. That's not really going to cut it. That's not going to be a good thing. By the way, I'm not advising anybody to do that. Please do not do that. My point is, We can't really get away from energy consumption, as in electrical consumption, gas to heat our homes, heating oil, propane, things like this, whatever it takes to heat your home, even gas in our cars. I think a lot of us could probably go for quite a while not driving. You can maybe get a ride or have a family member, a friend, somebody like that. You could do one of these ride sharing things, but ultimately at the end of the day, even if you're not driving, you're still going to be paying significantly more. Even if you're doing like a ride share thing, one of these services that picks you up and takes you somewhere, realistically, they're already raising their prices as well because of all of these gas increases. So I don't know. Also, one more report now that I just thought of this as well. Another report coming out now is suggesting that oil could be hitting $160 per barrel sometime this year, which will ultimately translate into a national average of 1 gallon of gas over $5 a gallon. As of Tuesday, the national average was $4.24, which essentially has budged 9 cents from the average, or from the record average about 2 weeks ago, maybe 2.5 weeks ago, was the average, or the new record average of $4.33. So oil has gone down significantly, but yet gas has gone down 9 cents a gallon. So anyway, just some kind of interesting things out there. But again, a lot of people are suggesting that oil will continue to rise and likely hitting anywhere between $160, possibly even up to $200 a barrel, depending on which bank or investment firm you look at. So yeah, there's a lot more coming. This year is just getting started, and we have a lot more treats coming this year for us on the inflationary front. So yeah, great. Just what we wanted, right? Anyway, I'm here for you in any way that I possibly can be. I want to make sure that you're staying updated with everything going on, which is why I tell you all this stuff in regards to inflation, as well as all these other policies and proposals and provisions, all these different things that are being introduced by Congress, what's being mentioned by the president and the administration. There's a lot, and I certainly want you to be aware of everything going on out there, because it may impact us, and certainly it will impact us. So anyway, I hope this update helps you out. As I do get more information on anything out there, of course, I'll be right back here for you, breaking it all down to help you out in any way that I possibly can. So again, please enjoy your day, stay safe out there, and I'll catch you again later in the next update. I'll see you for now. Make sure to subscribe down below, share the video, and go back and check out any of the other 2,300 videos. All right, thanks again.